everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Cora. Welcome to my library.
But I know it's not perfect, but maybe that's what we need.
It is finals week. I do not have actual finals. I did 3 hikes that added up to 12 miles for my field biology final. So I didn't have to do anything today. And I did a 1-page essay on the word believe for my English class, as well as that SSR poster that I may or may not have talked about in one of my videos. I feel like that was in my book tag video. I did those 2 for my finals, and I already finished those a week ago. So I just got to relax today. We watched Inside Out in field biology, and it was great. I think it's really important that we have teachers who will let us do alternative finals like that, because it makes the class a lot more fun and less stressful, and I feel like we learn a lot more. So that's awesome. I love those teachers that I had for field biology and English, and I'm really gonna miss them. But there are some teachers that even to this day I just cannot stand. I'm not going to be using names in case you haven't noticed. I don't use people's names unless if they give me permission to. I'm not trying to ruin their reputation. I'm just trying to rant. Most of the teachers that I've had from the day that I started public school to now, they've been awesome. I love them all, and there's some teachers that I loved a lot and that I really think helped shape who I am as a writer and just who I am as a person in general. But there were a few bad seeds, if you know what I mean. The farthest back I can think of would be 8th grade. I had a PE teacher who was kind of rude. She was younger and more into her job than the other PE teachers were, so she was more passionate, I guess. But I don't know if it was just me, if she just had a problem with me, or if she was just like that to everybody, but she was rude. Obviously we have to run in PE, but she would just push us to when we couldn't go anymore. She'd be like, move it, what are you doing? Stop being lazy. It's can you be a little bit more understanding and kind? If the kid's about to pass out, don't make him pass out. We would always do warm-ups every day at the beginning of class, to get things going. I do not have very good upper arm strength. I got noodle arms. I can't do push-ups. I'm horrible at push-ups, even the easy ones where you go on your knees. We had to do this on the blacktop, so my hands, would hurt doing push-ups on the blacktop like that, because it's hard. I would do my best, I'd try and do the push-ups, but I'm already not strong, and also with the type of terrain we were doing it on, it wasn't a good situation. And instead of being encouraging and being come on, you can do it, she would single me out in front of the entire class and be like, Cora, you're doing them wrong, and just being a brat about it. That hurt my self-esteem really bad in 8th grade, and it made me feel like I was weak. I eventually got back at her for always bullying me every single morning. That day that I called her out, we were doing laps around the blacktop, and I was walking because I was taking a break. It's not I was walking the entire thing being lazy. I was taking a break. She, always assumed the worst, so she assumed that I was being lazy, and she was like, Cora, you need to be running. And so I looked at her and I said, I'm disinclined to acquiesce to your request. And she was like, what? And I go, means no. Only fans, I feel of Pirates of the Caribbean would get that, because that's what Barbossa says to Elizabeth Swann in the first movie. But that's a really popular line from the movie, so I feel most of you guys would get that. I know the kids in my school got that, because whoever was around in the vicinity when I said that, they all just went, oh! After that, she stopped picking on me, and then I promoted from middle school and went to high school, where I never had to deal with crappy PE teachers again, right? No. Most of the PE teachers at my high school that I'm currently going to are actually really chill. They'll get mad and stuff if you're not working, but as long as you try your best, then they're Gucci. However, there is one PE teacher that I think everyone can agree is just... he just has attitude all the time. Nobody knows what his problem is. He's just rude to everybody, but I feel he was rude to me just like the other teacher was rude to me in 8th grade. So I had him for 2 classes. I had him for the second half of sophomore PE, so that would have been last year, and I had him for advanced sports this year. The first time I had him in sophomore year, he would just like be mean to me. He'd pick on me because I wasn't as fast, I wasn't as strong, you know, I didn't play sports correctly because I didn't know how. He assumed that we all already knew how to play, and he would always like embarrass me and stuff and be like, oh, you have to catch the ball, you know, and like making fun of me and stuff like in front of the other kids. And then, there was a time when I had to sit out for sprints because I was on my period. Y'all ladies know what that's like. You know, you can't run if you're having really bad cramps. So I told him that, and he was like, fine, like he didn't believe me. I'm like, I wouldn't lie just to get out of PE, like I always do my best. Don't know why he would think that. A few weeks later, I somehow got this weird, like, I don't even know what it was. It started out as a bug bite on my leg, and I even have the scar. I think it was on this leg. Yeah, I can see the scar right now. I had some kind of weird bug bite, and it kind of just bubbled into like a blister. The whole situation was weird. My mom popped it with a needle, and it got infected. So I had to go to the hospital, and like, it wasn't that big of a deal. They gave me antibiotics that I had to take for 10 days. We just happened to be in the swim unit for PE that year. So my doctor told me, yeah, I wouldn't recommend going swimming because you need to keep this thing dry and like the chlorine might irritate it. So I'm like, alright, I'll keep it covered with a Band-Aid, I'll take my antibiotics morning and night, like, no big deal, right? It's just for 10 days. My PE teacher didn't believe me. I had a handwritten note from my doctor excusing me from the swim unit until my thing went completely away. And he still didn't believe me, like he thought I was making it up to get out of swim. I'm like, swimming is like my favorite part of PE. Why would I want to get out of that? You know, I'd rather swim than run. Course registration came up for junior year, and I was like, yes, I don't have to deal with him anymore. My dumbass decided to sign up for advanced sports. But see, it wasn't my fault because the catalog lied. They straight up lied. They said that it would have archery, which is one of my favorite sports. I literally have 2 bows. One's right there, the other one's on my wall back there. They also said that they were going to have bowling and rock climbing, like all this cool stuff. Literally, I get there on the first day, and he tells me, the same PE teacher who I was just talking about, he's the teacher of the class, and he tells me, oh yeah, we don't have any of that stuff anymore. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have that stuff anymore? I saw it in the course description in the catalog. He's like, yeah, we haven't had that for years, it's just been weightlifting. I'm like, so it's basically human performance 2.0. And I was so pissed. I'm like, that's literally false advertising. I literally had to spend an entire trimester lifting weights when that's not even what I signed up for. That was another reason why I was mad, because I had to do a class that I was misled into doing, and it was taught by like one of the teachers that I didn't like. He was still had the same attitude with me, you know. My times were never good enough for him. My weightlifting, you know, no matter how hard I tried, I wasn't doing it right, and he would single me out in front of everybody else in the weight room, being like, oh, like you need to do this and like you need to do that, and like, you know what, forget it, like I give up. Like just shit like that, and it's so annoying. Don't say like you give up, because then that's going to make me feel bad and want to give up, you know what I'm saying? I'm so glad that I'm out of that class, and I have been now for a trimester. Okay, this last story I had a chemistry teacher last year for one trimester that threw off my 4.0 because he gave me a C because I did so bad in that class. There was an incident where I pulled out my phone just once to use it as a calculator because all the other calculators were gone. You know, what was I supposed to do? I needed to use a calculator and nobody would lend me theirs, so I just used my phone really quick. He called me out and said, oh, you're not supposed to be on your phone, and wrote my name on the board. So I was like, okay. I thought it was a warning telling me don't take your phone out again. A few days later, I get sent to the office. I get a note saying for me to go to the office. So I do. She's sitting there like, oh yeah, like you just got your first electronic violation, and like she was basically treating me like she caught me smoking weed in the bathroom. Like I was that bad. I'm like, are you kidding me? You're wasting my class time to tell me that I was on my phone? Please tell me that this is over. Nope. She called my mom. She called my mom on her cell phone telling me, yeah, just telling you that your daughter got her first electronic violation today. Like, if this happens again, then this is going to be an issue. And my mom's face was like this. She was like, oh, really? I feel kind of bad for the lady now because she went off on her. She was like, well, you know what? There's kids smoking weed in your bathroom and, like, doing God knows what. And you're calling me telling my daughter was on her phone using just totally roasted her. And the lady was like, I'm just doing my job. She was like, well, make sure the next time you call me, it's because she actually did something bad. And she hung up. And I just sat there the whole time watching it, and I was like, that teacher was really rude, because he didn't have to take it that far. Like, I actually told him I was using it for a calculator, and he saw that the bucket where he had his calculators was empty. Like, he saw the room, everybody had a calculator but me, so why did he have to take it that far? Like, calling my mom and sending me to the office, really? That was ridiculous. He was, like, biased AF, totally, like, rude and offended me because he said that people who don't believe in global warming are gullible and delusional. That's people's opinion. Like, I got extremely offended by that because I don't believe in global warming, so it was really annoying and irritating, and I got so freaking mad about that. So I told my mom about that. She's like, if he says anything personally to you, because he didn't say that directly to me, he just said that, like, generally to the class. She's like, if he says anything like that to you, like, you know, calling you stupid or delusional, you know, for having your own beliefs, then I'm gonna, like, call him myself. And I was like, oh no, I don't want to get sent to the office again for having my own beliefs, but that's none of my business. Teachers are crazy sometimes. But thankfully, those 3 were the only ones who were, like, extreme. Everybody else that I've had, honestly, have been either, like, super sweet or just, like, chill. I'm sorry if you guys have had to deal with teachers like that. Hey, so I'm just letting you guys know that my battery is actually about to die. Like, it just died just now. I don't want to take the camera off the tripod and put in new batteries because that's a lot of work. Hope you enjoy this. Hope you have a great day. And I will see you next week for another story time because I'm not doing a book video this Saturday. Bye!